Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another recording of Lego Batman, the video game. Let's continue the story now. Probably conclude the story. I think we're taking on the Joker today, and that will be it for the hero stories. The Joker's clown-like appearance and big smile hide a devious mind bent on creating as much trouble as possible for his arch-enemy Batman. His array of weapons includes an electric hand buzzer, deadly machine guns, and laughing gas. It never really does get explained why the Joker is so obsessed with taking on Batman. You would think that if he was truly as bad of a supervillain as he is, he would just run to the other side of the planet and get away from Batman so he could pull off his nefarious schemes. That wasn't a Lego ice cream cone, that was a regular ice cream cone he was eating. He's going full Matrix Dirty Harry thing. See? Not a Lego ice cream cone, not really. To the top of the tower, probably the name of this level. Oh, I had to hit the controller before it would let the camera go back. So we gotta take on the Joker here. Let's try to get superhero status. Break some stuff. Build that same old ladder. Here's a citizen apparel. This area seems to be completely full of items to collect. There we go. Here's one right there. Mini kits. There are 10 mini kits in every level, of course. This almost looks like you'd break the statue, and then that would give you a way up. That doesn't seem to. Here's lantern design number 7, it seems like. Again, I don't know why I'm so obsessed with the streetlights, other than it is one of the very few items in this game that gets introduced very early in the game, and is taught to us that it's something you can break, and then that design of street lamps goes away, and you're shown several other designs of street lamps. Oh, maybe I can just push this. Just disconnect the whole floor. Why is that floor not Lego then, if it can be disconnected? It should be. That's what later games of Lego would have certainly done. Later Lego games. So when I'm looking at a early version of a Lego game, like this, or Lego Star Wars even, is their earliest of early versions, and then I look at Lego Dimensions, I really can't help but feel like Lego Dimensions was a failure. Well, I can't really play it because I only play PC games. I can't see myself ever playing it anyways. Even if all of the kits and all of the Lego sets that you have to buy in the real world to play the in-game extra levels, even if all those things went on clearance and I could get them really, really cheap, ridiculously cheap, which probably would not happen on a Lego thing because they still are Legos. But even if I could get everything, every single thing, having to use the portal of power, having to move minifigs around from one spot to the other. It's just not as fun as the varied and interesting puzzles and mechanics and gameplay actions that all the other LEGO games have had. And all of those varied and interesting gameplay actions are mostly taken out in LEGO Dimensions, so there is more opportunity to make people play with the actual toys, switching them around. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be shooting. It seems like this thing just shoots water in directions. What is going on? There seems to be no targeting on this thing. It seems to be fully set up here. Let's just go up here and beat on these guys, I guess. Let's just go up here and take these guys out. What am I supposed to be doing? These guys are never stopping. I can't drive in the police cars. These guys don't shoot at anything I can recognize. What am... oh, here's some silver stuff we can blow up. Let's try that. That's what we needed to do. It will blow up this one too. That's one of 3. So you can look at your superhero bar, and that's probably going to give you a decent concept as to how far you are into a level. So it looks like we now need Robin's magnetic shoes. Just blow up these cars. Can't. Can't blow that up. Oh, I can come over here. I forgot I've done this twice. I've forgotten I had the explosive ability and gotten stuck in levels where I really shouldn't have gotten stuck. Now this game is incredibly short, so I would hate to make the argument that they should take things out, but it really feels like these suit upgrades should be permanent upgrades. In my mind, it feels definitely like that should be the case. Alright, so I can't blow up that guy. Even if I stuck a thing right here, it's not going to get enough explosive force to go that way. I've got to push this. No, I can't push it back, so I guess Robin's going to have to jump. Thought it might be a sliding thing. Notice how tiny that magnetic platform that he's walking on is compared to most of the platforms, metal platforms we've seen. Again, probably just a size scaling issue. Push this thing to open that. And here comes Harley Quinn knocking her own goons off the ledge. This is why you don't work for the Joker. If the Joker's craziness doesn't get you killed, Harley Quinn's is definitely going to. So at some point that thing got destroyed, and So now this is down low enough that I can get her. Rebuild this. Quit shooting me, bad guys. I'm so glad they finally figured out how to fix this part at least. This ridiculous issue of getting hit multiple times by the infinitely spawning bad guys. Now I cannot see the thing. Can I get in this? There we go, hit her. She throws a bomb. So now I can finish building the cannon in the middle. Now I can get in it. I can't even see it through the shining bright light. Come on, hit her. Hit her with the water gun. He won't even shoot a real gun. That's sticking with the Batman's no gun policy, which is actually not true. Batman has shotguns before. It was... I think it's somewhat related to the comic book code, because they specifically forbid like Tommy guns in comics when they had the comic book code, and they specifically said no killing, I think, so that makes it difficult to have a guy running around with a gun. So it's somewhat retroactive revisionist history to say Batman never uses a gun. He has, actually. I don't think I can get up there without the Joker's joy buzzer hand on this. So there's this whole section down here. We are, if my memory serves me right, we are never actually going to get to that section. Never going to do anything in there. This whole place seems to be wired to explode. Build a switch. Pull the switch. Come over here. Give me that blue thing. Can't get it. Darn it. Well, forget it. Harley Quinn is just leading us straight to a trap, I'm sure. Nice Lego chandelier. Somebody spent some time on that. I'm glad for that. There's not a ton of things that are Lego. Like the chandelier here is not Lego. So you can kind of see where Lego Marvel Superheroes benefits by being a later game, by having many Lego designs of items like chandeliers and gargoyles and buildings and window frames. And I'm sure at some point the concept was going to be that only the items you actually interact with are going to be Lego. But eventually that stops being the case. Eventually, well, it's still everything that's Lego you can interact with, but there's more things you can interact with and you don't have to interact with them. Alright, so I can get Robin over here by him grabbing that, and then we can spin this way, and now Robin's with us. Looks like I can drop down here, mess with this organ, can't, it's just a large object. I assume what the deal here is you're gonna have to move the organ over. These stained glass have dragons on them. So you would think this is a Gothic church, but what kind of Gothic church has dragons? This is the Church of the Latter-day Dragon worshipper, apparently. I can see their concept of not wanting to make it be like Christian iconography or whatever would be in Gotham. But a dragon and the Dark Knight and what looks like maybe a tentacle monster. Is that what that is? Or is that a giant plant? Or is that just a dragon? Yeah. Harley Quinn and the Joker. We gotta take him out. So they're both in bells, being crazy, like they are. So I guess we just need to get the bells to ring to get them out, so we can punch them good and proper. Push that there. Push that there. So this area is not that big. It's got a couple things where you're gonna work on. Yeah, I'll just play as this guy since he made the jump and the other one didn't. So we need just Robin to come over here, step on this, and we'll gong the bell. This feels like a slightly simpler puzzle than what we've seen as far as some of the other ones. One would assume you would want to get the fight with the Joker and Batman right. If you can't get that most important level right, you're gonna have some trouble. I really do kind of feel like the concept of different suits was added later in development, though, because I could see you making a game similar to this game with no suit powers. There's Harley Quinn. Now he's calling in the Joker's helicopter? Question mark? I've never seen the Joker with a helicopter. Almost a true hero. If I could get down there, I could just... Alright, how are we gonna take on a helicopter? We'll build the gun to shoot it. A water gun. At least this kind of makes more sense than the fly around levels. I have a lot less problem being attacked as a minifig by a character in a plane than just starting off in a plane and spending the entire level in a plane. There we go. That's one hit with the water cannon. Wait till he comes back and we'll hit him again. He's getting all electrocuted. Wait till he comes back and hit him again. Get back in the chair. Doesn't look like the chair's gonna break or anything. So we're just kind of waiting. One more hit. Boy, is this dull. Having to hit him 5 times. Why not just hit him 3 times? And then give him twice as much health if there actually are 2 players here. Alright, why does the Joker have so much health? Let's go ahead and hit him before Harley Quinn had a fall. Here's his electric handshake joy buzzer trick. He'll try that on one character. I need to switch to the other to then punch him. So both Batman and Robin get their few hits in. Commissioner Gordon's just sitting there, the police are just watching. There we go. So I imagine we'll just finish the story here, and then next recording we'll be playing as the bad guys and run through that and see how that goes. We barely missed getting superhero, but that's alright. We're gonna get the score doubler, the score quadrupler, and all of the other score multipliers that will increase our ability. Now, if the score doubler is 1,000,000, we're still 80,000 short, but that's still not a terrible problem because we've got all the enemy levels to build up on that. Let's finish the story, go through the credits. Of the 3 chapters, I can clearly and easily say that just by having the power of the character of the Joker and by spending the effort to make the level better because of the Joker, this is the best of the 3 chapters. What's really scary is that they may, in 2016, I could imagine people talking about and thinking about releasing this game as just the first chapter and then making people pay extra DLC for the others. This seems like an extra ending. Seems like we wouldn't have gotten that scene unless we'd done all 3 chapters. Why we wouldn't have not done all 3 chapters is kind of beyond me. The way they have put together this game is very, very strange. Right now is totally the point in which I should start playing as the bad guys, even though more than likely the bad guy levels chronologically is those levels are going to take place before those bad guys were captured. But you want to play all of Batman before you play anybody else. And this is kind of strange. I will let it be known as a bit of a spoiler. Lego Batman 2 has a lot of the other DC superheroes in it also. So people like, I think Wonder Woman's in it. I think Cyborg's in it. I think pretty much all of the Justice League. Maybe Superman. The Green Lantern's in it. So Lego Batman 2 is barely even 100% Batman, and it's kind of weird. They can't make the game, or they chose not to make the game at least all focused on Batman taking out more bad guys. There's plenty of other Batman bad guys we could have been taking out, but they would be less recognizable to little kids, which is part of the problem. Where you're missing, for instance, Ra's al Ghul and Talia al Ghul, his daughter. You're missing some of the Batman universe, which is Darkseid. Batman has run into Darkseid. You're missing who else? Let's see. There's plenty of other bad guys. And if you throw the whole Bat family in there, there's a whole rogues gallery of Nightwing bad guys. There's a whole rogues gallery of Batgirl's bad guys and Batwoman's bad guys. You could just keep going and going with characters that could have shown up and been more introduced into it. Of course, those characters would probably never end up in the cartoons, so why you would do that is simply to stretch out the length of this game. But that's not the reason this game is short. It's not because they were running out of bad guys or minifigs they would someday maybe want to sell. It simply seems like they ran out of time or budget or something. Something ran out, because these levels have been incredibly short. This last level was less than 25 minutes, maybe just barely over 25 minutes, and a lot of the levels were like 15 minutes long, me running through them. There's no wrong turns to take in any of the levels. You can't go the wrong direction. You can't do the wrong thing. At worst, you can just not figure out what the next thing to do is, which I ran into that problem a couple times. Overall, this game is fine though. The problem with saying anything too bad about a Lego game is that as long as you get them on sale for a Steam sale, they're gonna be like $5 each. So if this is a $5 game, it's really hard to say that there's that much wrong with it. They could have done way better, and yes, this probably was a $60 game when it first came out, but that was many years ago. You're not going to pay that now. Even if you bought it not on sale, you're probably at most going to pay $10, $12, $15 at most. And even at that rate, it's still not that bad of a... It's still a pretty decent deal, but I would definitely wait for the $5 sales. So now we have 24% of the collectibles done, which is helpful. So we're back to the Bat Cave, and that's where we will start next recording at 24.1% done, 921,000 studs. We are going to start playing the story mode as the villains and go through all of that, see how that goes. If that gives us another 15 levels, that would be great. It would really help flesh out this game. If people thought this was the end of the story though, you're missing half the game. You'd be missing half the game. That's really, again, shocking that it doesn't just say, now play the villain levels, now or hit continue to play the villain levels. Uh, Instead, it just gave us the credits and threw us back here with no indication whatsoever that the villain levels even exist. And that's just bad gameplay design. That's bad level design. That's bad moving the story along design. I don't even know what kind of design you would call it, but I know it is bad when you are hiding major portions of your game behind things that aren't well enough explained. Anywho, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me with YouTube. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.